Yo, 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 it's your girl Lisa B, and you're tuned into Heavy Smoke with Shiest, Bubz, the biggest. And we have a very special guest by the name of Zeek Mula.
And Carly, hello.
Hello.
And he owns a clothing line by the name of Lost Intricacy.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us. Sorry.
Of course.
You already know. What's up, Carly? What's up, Zeke? What's poppin'?
Yeah, just chilling, man.
Thank you for
You know what I'm saying?
us.
I had to bring y'all onto the podcast because, you know, in the streets, it's like the Lost brand right now is heavy smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Heavy.
We out here.
Tell us how long, tell, not us, but tell the audience basically when the inception of the Lost brand came about.
So basically, Lost Intricacy is named after my life. In 2016, when I really found myself, when I had a lot of things going on in life and I knew it was time to turn a corner, when I understood that, you know, it's time to man up and, you know, just take responsibility of life and, you know, just be someone in this world.
How old were you at that time?
I was around like 23, 24.
Oh, that's young.
Yeah.
That's young.
So at that time, I knew that I had to just, you know, turn up and do what I had to do to get money. I didn't really see myself working for someone else in more of a conventional way because I'm always waking up late and I just have horrible sleeping habits and I felt what I needed to do is find a way for myself to work and used all my abilities and everything around me to create more.
Is that where Carly came into play?
Yeah, she came into play a little bit
couple years after that.
Yeah, after like a year or two, me going crazy with it. You know, I wasn't really doing too much the first 2 years.
What was you
but
doing?
I was really setting a standard for a brand because what I understood is that I didn't want to be a customizer. So I seen a lot of people in the streets, they was making a lot of clothes and it was only customizing the clothes. It was never really
Or just
any
like
branding
slapping
to it.
vinyl on it, or just like putting your logo on it and saying like you have a brand, which is cool. We don't knock that, but like, not to cut you off, but like I think Zeke always focused on like the intricacies of clothing and like putting in a lot of detail into everything. Like ever since I came on board, it was like heavy on details and like small aspects that other people usually overlook.
Exactly. So with those pieces, I really tried to formulate a real branded aspect to my approach. Instead of looking at it from a singular aspect, from the items that I was making, oh, this item is out, that item is out. I really wanted to really just like focus everything in on one name and just one branding. And I just, you know, like in 2016, I already knew like I'm lost. She came on in 2018. So when she came on, things got really full throttle. That's when I really say. It took us like a couple months to really fall into a groove, probably like 8 or 9 months.
Were you doing silkscreen in the beginning, or what were you doing in the beginning?
So to be honest, me personally...
First of all, before I even ask that, like, did you go to fashion school or anything like that, or art school?
So I had applied for a fashion school to get into high school, and I went to audition, but I didn't make it. So it was like, I really knew I was gonna go, but I really didn't have a chance to express that in high school. As a child, I was a model for Polo. So I already had a lot of billboards up as a child. I was actually the lead model for a couple years. So I had about 2 years being the lead model for Polo. So me seeing myself in just billboards, I knew that my talent could be unlimited. But when it came to being in the real world, being an adult, I understood that I needed certain people around me to capitalize on what I really wanted to do. I can't really do half of what I really do without having a team around me. So really like my team is me at the end of the day. So people may see stuff that I do or certain stuff, but they don't understand that it's so much team members and it's certain people around me that's making even more moves than me at certain points of time. That's why it all falls under the branding. That's the positive thing about me thinking the way that I did, because I'm able to include a lot of different people from a lot of different places. I have African Americans part of my company. I have Caucasians a part of my company. I have mixed people. Like it's not really
Diverse?
yeah, it's extremely diverse. You know what I mean? It's black owned overall, but diversity is the main thing that we're pushing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So going back a little bit, right? When you was doing the billboards and stuff like that, and you was doing the modeling, did you see yourself envisioning yourself with a clothing line?
No, I didn't see myself in a clothing line. See where it kind of got nasty for me is I turned like 13 years old and I lost my front tooth. So then it's like that's when like I was a big model. I lost my tooth. Now it's like I go to like a model. So now you come so now it's like I'm kind of falling off. I'm losing weight and as who I am. I was this big bad baby and now like I'm a teenager and I'm losing weight and how my status. I'm not really making the front page no more. I was winning a book. I was like middle and they put like credits by my name, by my face. It wasn't really a big thing, you know. When I was a teenager, it wasn't a big thing, you know what I mean? And I kind of fell off right then and there
So
because
that
it's like
discouraged you.
I mean, me personally, I
Or it
knew
motivated
that.
you? Did it
Or
motivate
did
or
it
discourage?
motivate you or discourage you?
To be honest, I was really bland about it because you still in the magazine as a person. So I was happy that I was in a mag, but I'm like, where's the money as a kid? I'm like, damn, I'm not really getting no placements. I'm not really getting that call right now to get that modeling call, you know, not being that fresh face. But modeling was always like, it was a fun thing for me to do. I didn't really look at it as a profession. I really looked at it as I'm going to take pictures. You know, a lot of people made money off of me and they profited off of my image. But me being a child, I didn't understand all the capitalizations that other people are gaining from this. So for me, it was always just fun and taking pictures. Just doing what I love to do is one of the blessings that I have in life. So I turned that into the way I envisioned myself in the work world, trying to do what I love to do. So I'm also still willing to work for somebody now, but it's just that I would like to do what I love to do. As long as I'm doing what I love to do, then I'm definitely down with being a team member.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. So when you started doing the Lost Intricacy, when did the Rhinestone effect come into play? Because I'm not gonna lie, this is what like grabbed my attention to the Lost brand, and I would say that was probably like about 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I started seeing it pop up, and I like flashy stuff. I'm from Harlem, so you know what I'm saying. I like things that
It
stand
definitely
out,
catches your eyes. I love it.
and I never saw it in the stores. I just seen like different, you know, I wouldn't say tastemakers, but yeah, tastemakers, like hood tastemakers, rocking it. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Pop Smoke wearing it. I seen what's his name, Lil Baby
Yeah.
Yes.
wearing it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at my boy. You know what I mean? We linked up. We linked up about what, a year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2 years ago,
About 2 years
two and
ago.
a half years ago.
You know, came through because I wanted to support the brand. I wanted to meet you, my man. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, Zeke. I was like, yo, say that. Pull up. We linked.
The crazy thing is, I really wanted to meet you.
See?
Because somebody
Wow.
came with some product that was like amazing one day, and I smoked it, and I still remember it as being the best, one of the best ever that I've ever smoked. So it's like, ever since that, it's like, damn, I knew your name, but I didn't know who you were.
Right.
But it's like, if I meet the guy who got this, it's like he made my dreams come true at the end of the day.
And I was
in
thinking,
some type of way.
listen, I was thinking the same shit about the loss.
Yeah,
about the
it's
shirts.
like-
I was like, yo, bring them. What I kept saying? I said, yo, bring them clothes through.
Yeah, bring that shit through. Yeah, I bring.
I said, well, bring that shit over
packs
here,
for
Yo,
man.
bring that shit over
Yeah.
here.
You know what I'm saying?
I love
And then
it.
as soon as we met,
Yeah.
we got in tune. I met Carly. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, I remember it was the cheesecake to be exact.
See?
It was cheesecake. And the reason why I loved it is because the weed really tasted like cheesecake. This is not
It was
me
really
just-
cheesecake.
Yes, the cheesecake is one of my favorite foods also, just being a side separate. So
I had
just-
it in the little Junior's joint.
Exactly. So I'm like, yo, cheesecake being my favorite food, one of my favorite desserts. So I'm tasting it when I'm smoking it. It's like, God fucking damn.
How's that tasting? How's that
It's a good
tasting right now in
It's
the
combination.
joint?
amazing. It's amazing.
2
The
years,
smoke-
2.5 years fast forward. How that's tasting in your joint right now?
Not a step off. Just
Hello?
You're on speed. You're on the same speed.
Heavy
Maybe a little
smoke.
bit faster. Yeah, it only gets better.
Heavy
You know what I
smoke.
mean?
So this is like, you know, this is like part of the sauce that I'm gonna ask you about this intricate design. You know what I'm saying? Is it factory made? Is it handmade?
I would
like
love to answer this
Yes.
question because it's actually hilarious.
you know, like because people, you know, I'm not gonna lie, as a graphic designer and a fashion enthusiast, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's something, rhinestones and that are tight, not just like the iron on joints. There's different levels to iron rhinestones, and those don't give off the iron on effect. So, like I said, the question is it heat press? Is it handmade? What
So
is
it's
it?
a little bit of both, actually. So when I first came on board, around 2018, Zeke had a couple designs out, but like we were trying to just expand, do some more things. So like he had come up with this gradient like color of loss. It was just like a picture. It looked like it was made on word art, real simple. And he went to we spent a lot of time in like the garment district in Manhattan, like, just trying to get inspiration of like different materials, different little hardware that we could use and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, like why don't we put this little gradient into rhinestones?" And we got it done like really cheaply done on 38th Street, and they made it to like like the metal kind of like rhinestones. It's
Rivets.
just yeah, and it looked horrible. But then we're like, let's try real rhinestones. So we did that, and we had one sample. It was actually this. That isn't the exact one, but it was this colorway. It's just like straight gray at the bottom. And we put it on a shirt, and we were like,
There we go.
yeah, like wait a
Jackpot.
This
second.
works a little bit,
Yeah,
yeah.
like this looks nice. Like people put rhinestones on stuff, but it never like hits the same, like, and I'm not throwing shade
This
to
hits
anything,
different.
but yeah, it really does. And I'm
Lost
not like
hits
being
different.
biased,
I mean,
but
to be honest, there really isn't any comparison because the only brand that really comes to my mind is like Christian Audigier from back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we was able to really capitalize off of the artwork that we present with our logo mixed with rhinestones. I felt like, everyone one day you're gonna be able to find if you do some soul searching, you're gonna find where you fit best. We fit best. Our logo fit best in rhinestones. That's what it came to be, and God blessed us with the ability to find his talent within a couple months being together. Certain times it takes people years to really find their niche and find what really works for them. You know what I mean? We were blessed again to find this in a couple months, of working together, and we found out the rhinestones was really like gonna work. But
What
like
inspires you?
what really inspires me is the meatpacking district and downtown in the streets. The reason why is because being like from the hood, I always tried to hustle in the hood. It never really worked for me. Then when I started hustling to the white people, it worked for me. I'm like, God damn, like these people got so much more money. So this is all that I surrounded myself by.
They had
After
more
a
money. They
while,
was spending that.
they was spending loot. I'm like, wow.
out in front of the
God
clubs and
damn,
everything,
I'm in
people
front of the
just
club.
like,
What I was getting for $5 in the projects, I was getting $20 for the white folk.
Wow.
Sometimes 25. So I stacked my coins, and made it work.
It
You
made
know what I
you. It
mean?
made you put a worth on your brand, huh?
Of course, it made me put a worth on my life because I understood that what somebody appreciated somewhere, someone's gonna appreciate times 10 somewhere else. Now I need to market my whole life in this direction. If I'm doing this one simple thing in this direction, I need to bring everything I'm doing in this direction. And fortunately, I'm a person that knows how to conceptualize a little bit of my life inside my clothing. So when it comes to graphics, I'm using all of the same style that I've seen just walking around the streets, really. This is just all just mixed different rock and New York City style. And the origin of New York is what the brand is about. That's what New York is like lost. So all these styles, all these different people, you got you got hip hop artists, you got R&B artists, you got reggae artists, you got all these different people, and we all in New York. So there's gonna be lost styles throughout the time because styles always change. So if I could take little pieces from different time periods and bring them together in intricate ways.
like a lot. That's a perfect
This is
example.
This
'cause-
is the example right here.
yeah, like,
Exactly.
and even our whole like the lost font, it's like a AC/DC kind of font. Like that was our whole vibe, and like
Yes.
like
It's
a hard
definitely
rock,
giving me-
like
It definitely gives Black rock star.
Exactly.
does.
Exactly. So
That's what it's called, Black Rock.
So
Star. I
to
love
someone
it.
else, this is a simple spinoff, but to me, this is my life. This is stuff that I've witnessed. So that's why it's so natural. That's why our new designs, you know, as she's wearing a varsity jacket, we're able to go from design from piece to piece with just expressing my life on the clothing. You know, I'm a little bit lucky to be able to say I could put time periods of my life onside the clothing. So I'm really able to just keep pushing out new ideas.
I would say it's like
from
you pick like staple pieces that you saw maybe growing up or whatever, and like remaking it, such as like the Biggies.
Exactly.
Biggies are amazing.
These,
Exactly.
The Biggies are amazing.
Some pieces I can't even afford. I couldn't afford everything growing up.
Let's talk about the Biggies for a second.
That's
the coats. You know what I'm saying? Because we're from New York. You know what I'm saying? And winter is definitely one of our favorite seasons, and one of our biggest seasons is like 9 months of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Of being cold. You know what I'm saying? So how did the Biggie, like, because your Biggie is a little different though. It's cut a little
It's like
different.
a runway Biggie.
Yeah, it's like the exotic Biggie, because the sleeves are like a little longer. You know what I'm saying? What inspired? We know what inspired it, the Biggie, but what inspired for you to bring it back right now?
So
As a lost
basically,
piece.
in 2016, when I first made the brand, I understood that this is something that I don't want to play with. This is something that I take serious. If this is a goal that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put in the time and the hours. So the first thing I dedicated myself is doing is going inside the studio. So like a rap artist, I locked myself inside a clothing studio and made clothes on clothes on clothes. We're talking brand new from scratch. I'm
that's
taking
something,
fabric
like,
from scratch and making it.
A lot
So
of people don't know about our brand. Like everything was conceptualized from scratch. Like even the hoodies that we all have on, like it's not just a store bought hoodie. Like, you know, it's all our own
That
pattern.
jacket
Like
is
we
fire.
spend
exactly.
It's
so much time
fire.
on
I
all
love
of this.
it.
Hold up one
So
second.
to bring you exactly more closer into the Biggie, you know, that's a jacket
Got the
that
long
I don't have to
arms.
say too much. Y'all know about what's going on really with that jacket. So like,
This is amazing, by the way.
That's amazing.
of course.
This is a
course.
customized one, but look at the details in the
I
pockets.
love the
Can we see that for a
details.
second?
I love
Exactly.
everything about it. It's very.
Like we got big
Shout outs to
pockets.
Omi on the airbrush too. He's definitely
Yeah.
about to drop with us. By the time this come out, the jackets
His
then
work is
came out.
lovely. I
It's
love
and it
that.
made
windproof,
history.
waterproof.
Yes.
Like you know,
He's
it's
definitely
meant
doing
for
his
New
thing.
York.
It's
Okay.
original. That's why I guess
It's
that's why it's
original.
original. That's why
One of
we
a
like
kind.
yeah, that's why we could definitely talk about it. Something original.
Oh, it fits you very nice.
Yeah.
Zeke,
So
man.
yeah. New art.
Shit, Zeke. Shit, fire.
Thank you.
See, Lisa gets jealous sometimes because a lot of the drip be men's drip.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, so to
gotta
bring y'all
focus on the
more
women's
closer into the
Yes.
Biggie
So-
is I only had one Biggie growing up, but I seen everybody else flexing the Biggies, like having different colors, and this was like a coat that was like, god damn, it was a dire thing to have. And the smaller ones is like extremely rare. Like if you had a
Yeah.
size small, medium Biggie, you like rare. Like you most likely gonna get robbed. I'm not gonna lie, 75 to 80% chance you gonna get robbed. That 20% chance, God is with you.
Right.
So when it came to 2016, fast forward to 2016, I had to make items that was like gonna shake the room. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm gonna come out with a Biggie. So I made it in 2016. How did I make it? I took apart a coat and I said, this coat has to have a better fitting. What I believed was wrong with the Biggie, and what I still believe today is wrong with the Biggie, is that for a male, it just fits too big.
That's why it's called a Biggie.
Yeah, it just fits too big. And
Stash the shotgun in that joint.
I love it. I love the jacket. It's just a little bit too big. So
It is doofy a little
so
bit.
now when it comes to day styles, a lot of people are wearing different jeans and want to show off different parts of their outfit. So I raised the waist up so we could show the lower half of your outfit now.
Okay.
Because before the coat used to cover so much of your lower half. So I raised it up so we could show maybe our designer belt, whatever, however we feel. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of people got a lot of different styles. You could go high waisted, you know what I mean? Jeans if you're a girl, but The overall concept is I wanted to make it more so the body could show. So I dropped the sleeves because I'm like, this right here is going to show us that we want something that's warm for our hands. Because we
You could
always
just go
got
like this,
jackets,
and
but
like
our
it's like you
hands
got
is
always been
clothes
cool,
cold.
on.
yeah.
Like
That don't
like
make
you don't
no
even need to wear
sense.
gloves.
Why we always got a jacket, our hands is cold? So I'm supposed to pay
So
20.
you definitely made it functionable.
Yes.
A lot of people
Okay.
don't see that. They're like, oh, the pockets are too short. It's like you don't put your hand in those pockets. Like really, you just go like this, and your hands are warm. Like And
So
then
what I believe is
your
the
hand is still
cherry on the
functional.
top is the silk inside. So now when I was making the coat, I could have went with a more of a conventional nylon or like a windbreaker feel for the inside, but I felt like this is a luxury item. Like we need silk for this. Silk gives me that elegant feel. It gives me more of
The
a
intricacy
yeah, it gives me more of a vibe. So now I'm
Yes.
of the
mixing
murder
outerwear
of
with
the
silk.
Biggie.
Yeah, right. A
I'm
runway
mixing
Biggie.
outerwear with
Really.
silk and a new cut. It's like I reinvented an old item, you know? So with that, in 2016, I made a timeless item.
It's like vintage.
Exactly. So we're reworking vintage. That's the whole point of Lost Intricacy. This is a lost art, the Biggie, but we're bringing it together in an intricate way. That's the whole
It took 3
point.
years to design that coat. Like,
Exactly. It
3
take
years for us to
yeah.
get into like bulk production.
To
of
get
it.
into bulk production, but in 2016 we already had the sample already fully facilitated. When we dropped in 2019. We waited 3 years to drop because we understood that this right here is different from what we're doing. This right here is a company behind it on its own. I sat down with some people and they said that you shouldn't release this code for Lost Intricacy because you're so above what you're already doing. T-shirts and hoodies and just being
That could be
regular.
sold in sacks. Like
Yeah.
it's not like
Right.
So
our
I'm like,
It's a piece.
exactly. So I'm like, yo, I gotta
It's not
give
a
this to
regular
Lost
joint.
Intricacy.
It's not a regular everyday like.
I gotta
It
get
could be,
this out
but it's
now.
not that.
Right.
I gotta get this out under Lost Intricacy. So when we rolled it out, our first year, we was, we was honored by ASAP Ferg wearing it and tagging us, going up crazy. He did like a mini photo shoot. Fivio, a couple other street influencers. Yeah, Joel's, a couple other people.
You had all the tops.
You know?
The elites.
Yeah, yeah. So it's crazy looking at my phone and, all these years later, the people that I'm inspired by is actually wearing my stuff.
Even when it comes to you, like I
Exactly.
even knew who you were like from a long time. I don't even smoke, but like
Exactly.
here we are, like
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I
That
was
is a
talking with my
big
brother.
deal.
I was talking with my a partner yesterday, and he was like, "Where is the origin? Like, maybe where is your style maybe influenced from?" And I would say a lot of my style comes from Dipset, which is actually you again. So it definitely resonates from things that you've put out there, mixed with other things in New York City that I make into my own original style.
And not for nothing, my style, since I thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? My style is exactly what you said. It's like growing up in New York and being so many different cultures, and for you to be fly, for you to understand what fly is, you know what I'm saying? You want to come off and appeal to everybody. You don't want to just appeal to your hood. You want to be fly to every single person that
Which
looks
would
at
be
you.
the flyest one?
Because sometimes
You
you
know
can
what I'm
wear an outfit and you can only be flying the block.
You can only be flying because it's a black outfit.
It's a black outfit.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes we sell ourselves short by just, that's why we shop in Gucci and we shop in Louis and we shop in all these places because we want to be accepted with our look by everybody.
For everybody, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And being of the culture, you know what I'm saying? Especially you. And, Heavy Smoke, it's not just about the fashion while you're on here. It's because your brand is also tapped in to the cannabis industry.
Deeply.
You know what I'm saying?
Deeply.
It's tapped in, and it's not like it's not like you're a weed brand, but if you are, a trapper or you have a weed brand and you into this lifestyle, you know what I'm saying?
you probably got on some loss.
Yeah.
You probably done got on some law, so you probably done heard of it.
Yes.
You
You
need
probably done
that
tapped in
glow,
with,
baby.
you probably done
Gotta
tapped
have
in
a big
together.
bag.
Shout outs to all the people who have all their cannabis brands that supports me. I'm definitely thankful of everything. Like, y'all go crazy and we gonna go crazy together.
I mean, Shout outs to Cream Savers.
Definitely. Shout out
Big
to Wild
Savers.
TT.
Big Cream
Savers.
Savers, you know what I'm saying?
You know.
Vibes, you know what I'm saying?
LB, shouts LB, shouts everybody else on the West Coast, shouts to whole Oakland, you know. Shouts Acorn.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? They out there in the projects. I know y'all out there. I got a package coming for y'all.
You heard?
Yeah,
Zeke
Might do a
make
pop-up
sure
out
he's
there.
tapped in. The brand is tapped in with all the trappers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean,
always forever the woo. Never that RPT
but listen though, this your brand. Like we just had this conversation. You just said to me that the brand is so much more. So, you know, people be like, "Oh, the trap is the hood," but they don't realize that the trap is in the hood. This is Gucci money. This is Louis money. But we're buying Zeek Mula's brand. You dig what I'm saying? We buying into that because you know what I'm saying.
And people put it on with designer too. Like
I mean,
of course, that's the only way you can put it on.
You know what I mean? Because the vision was always clear from the start. So when I go into this, I try to go into it with a pure heart. When a pure heart is me, and I want to do what I believe. No offense to anybody else. I love everybody. But I
even me
do
and him get into it all the time. It's like I gotta take a step back. Like it's his vision. I just help bring it to life.
I want to do what I believe.
Definitely.
So I was blessed one day to be on YouTube watching music videos, right? And then like this guy come on, and like he got this deep voice, and he going crazy in the video. Did I play it back? I'm like, nah, this shit is hard. Got like maybe 800-900 views. His name was Pop Smoke. I called her like, yo, this guy about to be a star. I don't know what the fuck he doing.
No,
His
I was
shit
there
hard.
with you. We were listening. Like we cooked up in his apartment. Like
for real.
Yeah, I said, yo, this shit.
We listened to that shit on repeat.
Yeah,
for
I
days,
said,
like
I put her.
days.
I tapped her. I said, listen, whatever he doing is gonna be hard. I don't know what it is. He going crazy.
He was a star.
Yeah, he
And
was
what
a star.
I
He
did,
go
I slid in
crazy.
his DMs. Not like that, but I was like, yo, we got some drip for you. Like,
Carly was in the DM. You was in the DM too. Let me find
I
out.
said, yo, we got some
Let me
drip for
find
you.
out, man.
Yeah.
Rest
We
in
got
peace,
called,
Pop, man.
yeah, RP Pop Smoke, RPT that forever the woo, man.
Word, y'all.
But I seen Pop, and he was able to turn the vision from streetwear branding to a high-end streetwear branding. That's what put us more in this off-white, Amiri type of range because he wore it with that.
Right.
He
And
didn't
at the
wear
time,
it
like
regularly.
people didn't know that he was gonna be a fashion icon. Like within a year of him coming out, he was in unreleased Louis Vuitton in Paris at the fashion shows.
Yeah,
you know,
he go
like
crazy.
Virgil styled
Pop
him
go
and said like,
crazy.
"Yo, come out on the runway." You know, like people didn't think that that's where he was gonna end up, just a kid from Canarsie. You know?
And-
But we saw like his talent, and we like, you know, we. Just the same way that we want people to see our talent, like we try to endorse like up and coming artists that have a different sound that are gonna be something big. Like, you know, we try to lock in and
Yeah,
get them
definitely.
to
I'm
support
always
us and
tapped
vice
into the
versa.
music industry. I'm always looking for the young artists. I'm paying attention to what's going on in the streets because these are the people that they voices on these songs and they saying what's going on around them. So I care about what's going on around them because I'm from New York. So I feel their pain. They talking about projects and, you know, going through different war stories and all that. I've been through stuff like that, so I understand where they're coming from. So I'm always on the prowl for a younger youth. Not everybody, but just a younger youth to put
shine
in
a-
lost
to
into
shine a
to
light.
go crazy. Yeah, so they could get something going crazy, you know what I mean?
you know, listen, man. As creators, that's what we do, man.
Yeah.
That's how
Yes.
me and you click.
Yeah, because you understood that a person like me, I'll definitely need your help.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that help, it wasn't even about help because once someone is in their niche and they put in that work, you know, last year you did a great pop-up shop. That was amazing. Had all the fly artwork and all that.
Yeah. That was
You know what I'm
that was
saying?
another
That was-
blessing.
that was impressive. So, you know what I mean? That's why I'm doing this podcast, to salute those who I feel like
Yeah.
are on the grind. Maybe sometimes we feel we get overshadowed by whatever. You know what I'm
And
saying?
before we get too far away from the artwork, I would like to say shout out Haji, shout out Og, shout out my boy Umi, the one who did that coat. You know what I mean? Like ASAP, they do their thing. So I would say without Dipset, it wouldn't be lost. Without ASAP, it wouldn't be lost. These are brands that paved the way for another streetwear creatives and me and her and a ton of other people
Yeah,
to go
we're
crazy.
happy to try to bring New York back together, you know, like it's a lot of
Exactly.
like
Yeah, what do you-
competition and everything, but like, you know, getting all the same, like all the creatives on the same page and for us to like really work together and come together as a community, like
Exactly.
that's something that we're heavy on.
Yes. Where do you guys see the brand in 5 years?
So in 5 years, I see us selling a lot of kids, women's, and men's clothing.
And I love that about your
Yeah.
brand, that you have things for children, to kids.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff like that,
we
yeah.
gonna kill a game with the kids. Shouts to my 4-year-old son Noah. He's gonna
Shout
be
outs to
the
baby boy.
Yeah, shout outs baby
Shout outs
boy.
to him.
He's gonna be the face of the brand
Yeah,
real
he's
soon.
definitely gonna be the face of the brand. So I was waiting
I have
all the
kids,
time.
too.
Exactly, you
I
know.
don't, but it's okay.
Yeah, so
That's why it's good to know the owners when you got kids.
yeah, definitely.
Gotta
Them
get the
kids
kids
packages, trust me, we all need them.
So you said 5 years, yeah, a lot of kids.
Yeah,
a lot of-
runways. Like,
She was
you know,
complaining. She was like, they only got boys' clothes.
Yeah, so yeah, so
It's
Do you have
unisex,
anything else for the
everything is
females coming out?
yeah,
Definitely.
we about to do a bag. So we about to drop 2 bags for the
Ooh, a
summer.
bag.
Yeah, we gotta drop some bags. I feel like I've
Okay.
been abusing it. I've been making too much men's. Too much. You know,
Because
I
the
gotta,
girls can drip that out too.
Yeah.
So that's
Definitely
why.
drip.
Y'all
Yeah,
can put
like,
that
that's
shit
fine,
on.
man.
Hold on, show
Yeah,
me
like,
drip. Show me
yeah.
show 'em how you feminize the drip, though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Stand
it's
up.
there.
Stand
It's
up.
there.
Strike a pose for the camera.
It's there.
All right.
It looks good on everyone, really. So,
Yeah.
you know, we definitely did abuse the whole unisex thing. Like, we didn't give enough attention to the ladies, probably because I
Yeah.
dress, like, you know, not too feminine, but we definitely are tapping into that crowd this year, for sure.
Yeah,
It's a good
she got
color.
it.
It matches
Wow.
her hair, know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
She got the twins out with it, know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. There you go. So I really feel like, you know, we abused it from as far as the men's perspective because so many guys is buying this, you know. But I gotta understand that, which I do understand now, that women need that drip, you know. I gotta come heavy for the women.
And they
I
shop
can't-
a lot more
I
than
can't half
guys
step. I
sometimes.
can't half step because I don't half step for the men's. You see how I give y'all biggies and I give y'all certain varsity that I gotta come with the purses and the corsets. I gotta give them what they need. Yeah, so
lot
corset,
in
you
the
know,
works right
rhinestone, you
now.
know.
about
Yeah,
to
we got some
yeah.
one pieces.
I
I
Like,
can't
you know,
half step. If I'm not gonna half step with the men's, I can't half step with the women's. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I can't wait. I'm
So
excited.
they gotta get the corset with the stone on it and all that. You know what I mean?
Fire.
So
some crop tops,
Exactly.
bathing suits, bikinis. We
what
got
they
it all
want.
coming.
You gotta give them what they
2022.
want.
Yeah, we got a
I'm
lot.
So,
excited.
We
so
got a lot
right
in the
now, I'm
works.
in the lab. I'm making all the women shit. That shit gonna be out by the summer 2022. We going down.
2022, Lost
Yeah.
Intricacy is going crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also in April, we definitely gonna do a kids exhibit, just for the love.
Well, that's
This
gonna be
is-
in New York.
Yeah, we gonna do something in New York.
Okay.
We gonna do
It's gonna
something
be
in
our
New York.
real like introduction to kids wear and whatnot. People have seen it sampled here and there, but it
The
was
kids
never
wear is
available.
fire.
Yeah.
Like, I seen some things that I want to get
Yeah,
my
we
son.
gonna give y'all some kids matching umbrellas. You know, let's do some designer umbrellas with the jackets. You know what I mean? Just being looked at as a real designer from the projects in New York City is just great, and I'm more than humbled to just be respected in that light. Now it's time to give y'all what y'all need. You know, people are depending on me now. You know what I mean? They're not only expecting, but they're dependent on me to have that new drip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold myself to a standard and hold my company to a standard where we must bring new things to the table.
So listen, everybody out there, everybody watching Heavy Smoke right now, can you please tell them where they can find your clothes? Because don't hit my DM and asking me about where you can find my drip, because I'm not. I brought Zeke here to tell y'all, and y'all gotta pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So could you please tell them where they can find your clothes, where they can
Absolutely.
hit you at, where they could whatever. Please.
So right now we doing quarterly drops, but if you're interested in getting your whole family right, Carly may answer you if we got some type of
I may.
free time. You know,
Nah, just hit
she
our
may.
brand
I
page,
wouldn't
you
say
know,
that it's
Lost
open
Intricacy.
available all the time,
What's the
but
brand page?
Lost Intricacy.
Lost
Dot
Intricacy.
com?
LostIntricacy.com or on Instagram. You know, we always are on top of our DMs for custom orders, but LostIntricacy.com is where you can find everything that's available to
Question:
shop.
Is Instagram like a big platform for you for sales and Lost Intricacy, or is it just more of people see it and they trying to tap in and they Google it and they find.
Oh,
the
it's
website?
definitely not on Google. It's people can Google it, but like 90%, I would say 90 or 80% of our sales are definitely by like word of mouth and in person, and then like answering DMs for custom
So I
orders
would-
and things like that.
Exactly.
You know,
I would agree with her. I would say 80% of the word
It's
is
just
on the
on the
street.
streets, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the street right now, and 20% is on the websites. You know, like we got a little bit
social
going on.
media?
We got a little bit going on
Instagram,
Instagram, but right now we in people's households.
That's a fact.
And that's what really counts for
Definitely
me.
in mine.
You know what I mean? We in people's households. People's mothers are actually wearing our clothes. Shout outs to my boy. He had his mom's in our clothes this morning.
The
And
whole
you know what I mean?
family, right?
Yeah. So Lost is definitely a household name brand, and that's something that I'm proud to say that we've built something that's a household name brand from New York City projects. You know what I mean? Just turning from nothing to something that's.
we're trying to put
really
more structure in place
the
though, so that
story.
like
This
but,
year,
like,
is it going to be available in stores? Is it going to be just available only online, or they got to hit you?
So
like,
the thing is, the reason why like we've been so successful, a great reason why, is because we've kept our exclusivity of the brand. So we don't really want to flood too many stores to where it's like so easily accessible that everyone has it and everyone doesn't want to wear it anymore. But we definitely are going to be tapping into some stores, like tasteful stores, of course. You know, not just like any type of store.
is that this
but-
year?
This year into next year, yeah, for sure.
But what
We're
I
trying
can
to
give you,
just-
what I can give you guys is that during this year, 2022, especially the whole year, we're gonna give you guys a lot of mixed art. So now you've seen Los Intricacy in this light, but we're gonna use T-shirts specifically to show different light and different arts
That's
and
canvas.
different.
Yeah, not just the Rhinestones.
Exactly.
Like, you know, we did that, we dominated that. So we're
Exactly.
trying to show like what else we can do.
Exactly. So me specifically being a creative director and designer, I'm taking my time to look at each piece as each clothing artifact I make is more of a piece. So I'm looking at it more projection and where I can show more of my
Similar to the
messages.
Biggie over there.
Exactly. Similar to the
Like
Biggie.
statement pieces,
So we're
yeah.
going to be using T-shirts to say a lot of messages, positive messages to the youth that, you know, they definitely could convert into ways to make it out. Each shirt you definitely could use a message from it is more to the story of everything that I make. I'm a conceptual design expert. So instead of looking at stuff from more of a studio standpoint where it's cut and sew, scissors and threads, I'm looking at it from like, how can I say my feelings in these clothes? Yeah. So like I go in the booth and then I'll write made in the trap, 420, 11, 10C. Like I'll put my apartment, my old apartment and my building on the clothes, and we've sold over 1,000 units of those pieces. So now we have 1,000 different people wearing a piece of my
Like
heart
where he
in
came
there.
from.
Yeah,
Your
my home.
hometown.
My-
People probably
yeah,
don't
where it
even
came
pay
from.
attention to that, but it's under.
1,000 pieces sounds like
Exactly, you know.
A little bit, yeah.
You know,
sounds like.
Expensive.
yeah, definitely.
That's why they call you Zeek Mula, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
Mula.
gonna chase the bag regardless.
Zeek Mula,
I'm just gonna chase the bag.
Mula.
I'm from New York. We gotta get it, you know. I'm from New York, so we gotta make it work, you know. You know, being from New York, just having a lot of different ways to make money around you. I try to get a little bit of everything. That's when it comes to the clothing. I make sweatpants. I make track pants. We make varsity jackets. We make hoodies.
Hats,
you know.
bags,
Hell yeah!
everything.
So we're gonna
Socks.
go crazy.
Yes, sir. See?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Down to the socks.
Exactly. So overall, we're gonna definitely give you guys a lot of hoodies and a lot of T-shirts. I feel that these are pieces that you guys gonna keep for a long, long time, and it's gonna be fire. So hoodies and T-shirts, that's what you guys love. I'm gonna give you it all, and then I'm gonna mix it in with the ladies' cut and sew work. So
Love it.
yeah, so right now we're
Very
set to have
exciting.
4 drops a year to be specific, and each drop will have about 3 pieces that come with different luxury standpoint, and then the rest of the pieces will be
Like ready
ready
to
to wear, where more or less a kid from high school could wear it, and an older guy could wear it to the supermarket. There's no limitation on it. So a lot of clothing without limits, and then a lot of high-end clothing, but just in spurts throughout the collection, so it's not too much of it. We understand that our average buyer can't afford it, but a lot of our buyers can afford it. So our average cannot, but a lot of our people, they need it. They want this type of bags and coats and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, we have a lot of people come to us and say like, look, I don't want to go shopping at Louis. I don't want to go to Gucci. Like, I want to shop with y'all. Like, you know, so we try to keep like a balance of something that everyone can afford and wear, and then some upscale, like more luxury pieces that, you know,
Definitely appreciate it.
keep us trending.
Yes, definitely. I try to stay within the medium
You're
because
definitely setting a trend as opposed to, filling a void. You feel what I'm saying?
exactly.
I like that.
You know, because I sit down and I think of like, could I afford, $500 sweatpants as a kid? Nah, not really. But like, I may have got like that $250 for Christmas, maybe that one year, and my average item median is around like 180. Some items are 150, some items are 250. But for a median of 180 right now, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
If
that's
it ever
good. That's a
goes
good
up, that means that the production
You do
and demand-
sweatsuits for 300 and stuff like that to trap?
So right now, the Made in the
How
Trap
does it work?
sweatsuit.
Like,
All right.
you know what I mean?
Well, our track sets, like these pants and the ones that we have on here,
Oh, you
like
got
the
the black on
sets.
black.
Yeah,
She got the murder unit on.
these go for 300, so 150 a top and bottom,
Okay.
and then like our
A
sweat,
top and bottom
150 each.
with the track.
So
Okay.
300 altogether, yeah.
Nice.
And then like our sweats are gonna be, they're way higher quality, like custom embroidery, like they're really nice. So they're a little
French
bit more
terry fabric.
yeah.
A lot of cut and sew goes into everything
custom
we do.
hardware, like
know.
I don't think any. Oh, like the hardware that's on the zipper, it says Lost on it. That's
Yeah.
on the pants as well. So
Down to a cut that I've made back in 2016 when I was in the studio going crazy. So, with all due respect to all elements that come together, our pricing goes based upon how much we put into it. So, for example, our rhinestone hoodies are $250, but we're giving you a custom pattern, custom hardware.
that's
when it
something I
comes down
didn't get to
zippers
mention
by
before. I used to
hand, and
customize all
dyes are
these
made by
rhinestones
hand.
by hand. Like all the different colorways that you've seen, like it started out with me like customizing it by hand with little tweezers, picking out
Oh, my
every
God.
rhinestone and like just
And to be
switching up
honest with you
colors,
guys,
like-
we could cut corners and just make it where me and her make a lot more money, but we don't. So you guys can have a nice product. Let me give you
Like
guys
quality
a
over
good
quantity.
example. We could just take a roll of fabric and just tie dye it and then cut it up and make the hoodies. But we don't do that. The reason why is because every hoodie has to be one of one. Every one is a one of
Every
one piece.
single hoodie is hand dyed.
Exactly, it's hand dyed after being cut, sewed, and custom appliqued with the zipper.
Yeah.
So every hoodie is looked at as a one of one project from the dye house to the stones. How another person would do it, what is well known
They'll mass
is
produce it.
they'll just mass produce it and they would just create a roll of fabric with the color and just make the pieces. That means that nothing is going to be aligned. We like a certain level of neatness, and how it looks is really how we love it to look perfect. So we fell in love with just making it a way that's longer for a more perfected look. That's why people look it's so nice. You know what I mean?
Definitely get compliments on it. You know what I'm saying? Every time I rock out. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, we take pride in like, all the details and whatnot. Everything is handmade for our hoodie collection, at least. Like these are, these are mass produced just because, we don't have a sewing machine. Like to sew all of these pants, it would be like take forever. But that's why the price point is a little different on things that we do mass produce versus the things that, are made by hand.
Yeah.
Because so much time and effort goes into it, from making the pattern for the hoodie, like you said, dyeing it, screen print on the back, hand placing the stones. So
Yeah, a lot goes into
explain.
certain items, and if I was to make the whole brand like that, no one could really afford it. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make it where some people could afford it on a regular basis, and then some people, if you want to spend a little bit more money for something a little bit more flashy, that's what you're gonna buy. Apparently, all the rappers wear this, so that's what is the trendy thing to buy.
Looks good with the jewelry, so
It
you already
does.
know.
Yeah, so shout outs Aviani, you know what I mean? They hooked us up with some
Shout outs
good.
to Avi.
Yeah, shout outs Joe
Izzy,
Aviani,
Joe,
Izzy, Joe,
Biggie.
Phil, you know what I
whole
mean?
team.
Yuri, all y'all, Dylan. I fucks with y'all heavy. But they got us iced out, they got us right, you know what I mean? Me and Joe went back and forth on the design. We like ciphered it, like how rappers do verses. Like, all right, cool, I don't like this. Then cool, I like this. Then cool, I like this. Then cool, I like this. Joe Aviani being the lead designer at Aviani and me being the lead designer at Lost Intricacy, it was really fun just sharing concepts back and forth for about a week or two.
Right.
We did like a week or two, just concepts, just shoot it back and forth every 3-4 days. I'm sending it to my designers. He's doing it with his designers. We're doing the 3D CAD. We came out with this, which is a nice product. So, you know, shout outs to them. They go crazy.
Big thank you to them too. They're one of the first people that opened their doors to us. Like they're one of the first stores that we ever sold our products in. Actually,
Yeah, definitely.
And we're one of the first
Jewelry store,
brands.
that's fire.
Yeah, one of the first brands to
coming out
be in their
swinging in the
stores, so.
jewelry store, that was pretty big for us, you know. Just being like, I used to walk by Aviani and never used to walk in because like I don't got no money.
He's intimidated. That's
Yeah, I don't got no money.
Rappers
I heard
rap
that.
about Aviani.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
what are we doing in
God
there?
damn, and they make sure they set up look nice. So it's black with the gold. It's like, God damn, you got to be in the Olympics to get in there. So when I started, you know, I had money from just working, and I went and I bought a chain from them, and he's like, oh shit, your shit is crazy. And then I showed him my Instagram, and he's like, yo, I got the same clients as you. I'm like, oh shit, that's great. So you know, he like, we met up when I had to get my chain. He's like, yo, you know, you got to bring me some clothes to sell. I'm like, it was so big to me that I didn't understand it. You understand? It's like, Aviani wants me to bring some clothes to sell. It's so big that my brain doesn't understand the biggest jewelry store in New York. One
Like
of the
they
biggest
don't have
jewelry
any
stores
other brands
wants
in
to
their store. You just see their merch, and it's like,
What
you
the
want to
fuck?
sell us? Like, wow.
Yeah, it was so big that I didn't
blinging.
understand. Yeah, so we
Blingy
bought it
bling.
Right,
in
it
there.
makes sense. It makes sense.
We bought it in there, and shout outs to their amazing clientele base that definitely helped us quadruple our network with, you know, like a spider web, us making our own connection.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that they didn't even need to introduce me to certain people. Once they put me in a spider web, I already moved on my own. But shout outs to them for putting me in a situation and putting Carly in a situation where we had a chance to grow. You know, we had a chance to grow, and we did the growing on our own. See, a lot of people get situations and don't really go nowhere. You know what I mean? And sometimes we got to capitalize on the little things. Certain people give you certain windows and certain opportunities to do things. You could capitalize and do other things with it, which is what we did. You know, they put us to sell inside their store, but I'm walking out and someone else is walking in, and then like it's like, oh shit, and I make great business connections with them off the rip.
Dope.
They didn't even have to say this is this person. You get it? Mm-hmm. It's already, I'm in a building. So when I'm in a building, a real nigga's in a building. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna rep my law shit to the death. I'm going to the casket with this shit from 2016, which I said, you get what I'm saying? So if a nigga see me, he see laws. You get what I'm saying? So other people felt my energy and they fuck with the brand and they understood that this is some fire shit. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed to have people fuck with my vision. Carly fucks with the vision. She pushes this shit hard.
I'm a co-owner now. No, just only fuck with it. Like, I'm fully invested.
She done came on. She got more control than me at times. You know what I mean? She going crazy. That's how crazy
Gotta
she
get
goes.
the job done. I mean,
Yeah,
teamwork
shout
make
out
the dream work.
Exactly. Shout outs to all the custom people who got a lot of custom pieces done by her. She goes crazy on these custom pieces. So
Shout outs to Carly.
yeah. So when you do become a client of the brand, packages start off at $500 and $1,000.
That's what's
and
up.
you know what I mean. We do you right. You know. Sometimes, obviously, you know, being a client, you get a discount. That's number one, and number two. You know what I mean? You just do what you got to do is just deliver
it's like
the bag.
frequent
To
flyer
get
miles. Like, you know,
sparkling water and champagne.
We're not
you
there yet.
actually
Once we
get-
have a showroom, then definitely. But
Nah, right now you get a nice smile from Carly, and she might, you know, give you like 4 minutes of conversation after it. That's beyond that. I don't really know what's going on.
that sounds a little.
Yo, check it out, though, man. My name is Shiest Bubz. Thank you for coming on the show. You know what I'm saying? Lisa, take us out, man. Take us out of here, man.
So it was very nice chit-chatting with you guys. And tune in, everyone. Heavy Smoke, Zeek Mula,
Yes. Lost Intricacy. Yes.
We out of here. Make sure you log on. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do whatever you do. Heavy Smoke. We out here. Aight.
We outside.